Welcome to Powerful Impact Podcast, where we interview people who have a powerful impact on the community, music, or the culture at large. I'm your host, SP, and this is Goddess, our co-host for today.
Hey guys.
And this evening we have the honor to interview J Arr. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
We
Good to have you.
perking right along. So, um, for all of those people who don't know who you are, can you tell us where you're from and what how does that affect who you are as an artist growing up where you came from?
I'm from a small town called Wilson, North Carolina. Um, Growing up, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a small town, just kind of like crabs in a bucket type type environment. So just it teaches you how to survive, um, basically. And I don't know it. I wouldn't say it influenced my music, but it does in a way. Like I feel like I always have a chip on my shoulder, like just being from just such a small place. And I try to let that be inspiration in a positive way. So yeah,
So you say you have a chip on your shoulder. I'm from a
always,
small town, so uh,
always, because I mean, a lot of people would, they don't think we have anything good here, any talent, and it's the city's full of talent uh, and beautiful people, but it's kind of hard to get the light shed on it. So
mhm.
that's motivation for me.
I
Always has
understand
been.
completely.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially being from a small town. Small towns, they normally look at us like we're not as bright as the rest of the world
right.
and that we don't have as much to offer. So I really understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, yep.
Miss Goddess, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Cool, cool. What do you have for Mr. JR?
All right, JR. I do have a couple questions. First, who's some of the people that influence you in music?
Um, Ransom. There's one. Elzai. Um, Two of my brothers, Q Ham and King James, and one of my other brothers, Brandon. He passed away in July recently.
Oh
Um,
man, sorry to hear that.
they all like well, Brandon and Q. They always pushed me to just step out there. I didn't want to rap at first. I was just producing, making beats and stuff. They always try to get me to rap, and I finally did, and we're here now. But um, yeah, they influenced me a whole lot.
What was the
Blue.
turning point that made you like get into music?
Um, well, like I was saying, my brother Brandon, I found out he could rap, but he didn't have any beats. So I kind of taught myself how to make beats. They were trash at first, and I
Okay.
just kept working and working and just making beats for him over the years, and then I got better at it over time, of course. But yeah, that's what got me into it.
What made you come out with this song, this album?
With this, which one? The one I just released.
Yes.
Um, the Broken Easel.
Yes.
Oh well, I have been working on it um for a little while. And actually, I finished it around like May, and I was sitting on it. Um, it was a number of things, man. It was just different. I met a couple producers who were newer guys or whatever, and they had dope sounds, and we just made some dope music together. So and everything meshed well. Like it was cohesive. The sound like it was different producers, but the sound was cohesive. So I just decided to put it into to the same project
Okay.
and put it out.
Yeah, this
Hit
album, your album has a lot of soundscapes. So who are the producers you work with on the project? How'd you pick them for the album?
Um, I have Shamir, produced by Shamir, um, Greenery Beats. I already knew Greenery. We had a few songs together already. He produced on my first album. Um, I produced a little bit on there. My guy Grips, I spoke with you about. He produced one of the tracks. Who else? DM Flood. He produced one. My boy Cage Green. Um, like most of the guys I already knew.
Okay.
Grips, Cage, and Greenery I already knew them, but I didn't know Shamir and I didn't know DM Flood. Met Shamir uh, through my guy Fabian, who was actually on my third track. That song was Fabian's song, and I was like, "Who made that beat?" And he told me, the guy Shamir or whatever. And Shamir reached out to me, send me some fire. So we just started creating. I'm actually working on a tape with him right now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna release next year.
Okay.
so Hidden Arts. That's my favorite.
Really,
Uh, what inspired you to make that song?
um, Hidden Arts. That was I actually wrote that a couple years ago. Um,
Really?
yeah, I wrote it a couple years ago, and it was on somebody else's beat though. It wasn't on the original beat, so I didn't.
Hmm.
The first part of it, before the beat switch, um, it was on somebody else's beat, and Shamir sent me. I actually did the chop for the sample. I chopped the sample, and Shamir was like, "Yo, send it to me." So I sent it to him. He put the drums and stuff in there, and when he sent it back, I was like, "Yo, this verse would be perfect for this
You knew exactly what to do with
song." Yeah, so that's how that came about.
that. Nice.
So just so you know, you have a huge fan in Tiptoe. She wasn't able to be here, but she she just wanted me to let you know how influential your music is to her and how much she loves it. And she really wanted to ask you, are you working on any other projects or do you have anything else in the works right now?
Yeah, first I hope she gets better ASAP. That's unfortunate. And yeah, I'm working on a few projects. I had a project called Weather Report with my brother King James on that drop in January this year. So we're doing part two for next January. I'm
Oh, that's gonna
fully
be
produced
dope.
by me. Yeah, I'm producing the whole thing.
That's gonna be fire.
Yeah, it's already we got like three tracks right now. It's already I like it because the Weather Report is like my favorite tape from this year that we did. So
Yeah,
um,
Tiptoe hit me to that, and me, her, and Sean Hazy, we've been blasting that sucker more than you.
I appreciate
we
it.
we stream it like it's going out of style. So that is so dope that you're making a part two.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. Um, Also working on like I said earlier, working on a tape with my guy Shamir. It's gonna be called Shadow in the Shade too. I had a I had a tape called A Shadow in the Shade. It was like my first tape I ever put out. It was like back in 2014, 15, but I took it down. Nobody ever heard it, so I'm doing a part two. I don't know if I'm ever put out part one, but I'm doing the part two. And it's already sounding pretty good. So
You should put out part one. You know what? I'm one of those people who love to see the progression of an artist. So I like to see what they started with and where they're at now. If you were anything like where you're at now, I'm sure that tape is fire.
Well, I wasn't. So
No, no.
that's. I mean, I wasn't. I wasn't bad, but I just when I listen to it, I like it, but it's. I just don't. I don't like it enough to to put it out
Oh, okay.
now.
Okay, okay, I'll let you make
He's
it.
not ready. JR, let me ask you, what song made you fall in love with hip hop initially?
Man, initially probably what was this song? It was a Slum Village track. Because when I
Mm,
was growing up, I mostly listened to like gospel and my mom was she had me in church crazy, so I only listened to like gospel and stuff like. And I heard what was it? I think it was Selfish by Slum Village. I think I heard it on BT or something. And I was like, yo, like I
You're
just started listening. I started liking the rap more, even though it was kind of R&B ish, but
mhm.
it had like a vibe that I rock with heavy.
okay, okay. What how about the song Growth featuring Eliza? What is that about? What inspired that?
Elzai,
Elzai, sorry. Elzai.
he was actually in Slum
Sorry,
Village.
sorry.
Nah, he was actually in Slum Village back then
Mhm.
when I heard that song. Like um that song was I don't know, Growth was supposed to have a different artist on there. It wasn't supposed to be Elzai, but it fit perfect when I thought about my because I was getting my features and stuff together who I wanted to get on my tape. I wasn't really going to go after any bigger name like artists other than like Ransom, but when I listened to I was listening to my verse and listening to the song, and I was just like he would be perfect for it. So I reached out to him,
What
and
inspired that song?
what inspired it?
Yeah. Tell us about what inspired that particular song.
Just I called it growth. Is just wanting to display like my growth as far as an artist, and a person, but I didn't really with the verse. I wanted to just show like I could do different things or whatever. I kept the same rhyme scheme all the way through, uh, which was something I hadn't really done. So showing growth in that aspect. And then Elzai's verse was about more like growing as a person. So
Okay.
we kind
How
of
So through your music, how have you do you feel like you've grown as a person?
do I feel like I've grown as a person through my music?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say so.
In what way?
Uh, I don't. Okay, so it kind of helped me as far as my confidence
Mhm.
a lot because like before, like I wouldn't even let people hear anything that I did, and just like getting new when I knew I was getting better and better. Like I was more willing to let people hear it and put anything like I don't hold anything now. Like I don't hold anything back. I'm comfortable saying whatever or speaking my feelings on a song or even in like real life. I know how to articulate my feelings better now, and I would say music helped with that because I would have usually like when I was younger I would have like feelings or it'd be situations and I feel a certain way but I couldn't explain it,
Or
Mhm.
and
express it.
the music helped with that, like
Right.
being able to put it in lyric form. But um now I can sit and think and take my time and express it verbally or whatever.
What's your favorite song on this project?
Broken Easel
Broken Easel, why?
by far. I don't know, it was just I just kind of went in, so it was like my that was my favorite instrumental and my favorite two verses.
That's the one that just got your energy going.
Yeah, that's the one I did the video for. Like, that's why I did the video for that one because that's the one I love the most. And then Self Portrait was right behind that.
Oh, self-portrait. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you think about the strides you've made since you started and where you're at right now, have you been happy the way you've maneuvered through this industry to the point where you're at now?
Absolutely. Um, I I don't. I feel like I haven't had to change who I am. So that's the most important to me. I haven't had to compromise like the art or anything. And being with Momentum, like Ransom, really he doesn't. We pretty much like the same way. Like he doesn't require me to do club track or anything like that. Like us, I mean, a lot of labels want you to have a hit and all that
Mhm.
type stuff, and that's just not my thing. So, um,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't have to compromise. Like he just like make what you feel, make what you make, and
Can
That's
I?
one of the things I love about Ransom. Ransom, he made a post one day that just said, "If my flow is my flow, if my flow is the same, my flow is the same, and if you want to listen to a different flow, listen to a different artist."
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
real.
yeah. Because I
So
mean,
yeah,
it's so many
that's
artists.
dope. I'm
There's so
glad
many
that he
artists out
lets you be who you are.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, that's real. JR, can I ask you a really, really deep question?
what's that?
What obstacles have you faced in life, or what obstacle did you face that really inspired your growth?
Mm, um, I wouldn't. I don't know if you could call it an obstacle. I know, like I told you earlier, I had a chip on my shoulder, but that started in like high school. High school basketball team got cut, got called back to the team, and I quit because I wasn't getting the playing time. So at first I was kind of feeling like I wasn't good enough, but I don't know, like I use that as motivation to always like work harder and harder and harder. And I went super far with from my area. I went crazy far with basketball, and I use that mindset with everything I do. Like
This was that one thing that said, you know what, I need to prove to myself that I can overcome anything, that I could be the best, at
yeah,
least the best of myself.
yeah. So I use that mindset with everything, like music, life. I don't like I'm not a person who gives up. Like I don't make excuses.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
if you're anything like me, I was I went through 19 careers before I decided on exactly what I wanted to do.
All right,
And still I'm maneuvering through this world, um, discovering new things and deciding how I want to be on this earth.
all right.
So if you weren't doing music, what other options would you explore?
Um, I'll say this. I would probably still be playing basketball if I didn't. I had a bad injury when I was overseas, uh, and that kind of. I mean, I came back home and I started working.
Mhm,
Um, Music was really for leisure.
mhm.
Just something I did in my downtime, something I love. So I just would dabble in it. Uh, But if I wasn't doing music and I was still, able to, I would be playing basketball.
So who did you play basketball for overseas?
The team called, I don't even know how to say it. It's a French name, Cour de Flan or something like that.
Oh, you France.
Yeah, it was in Hasbrook, France.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Where we
2016.
got our famous Tony Parker from.
Yeah, yeah,
SA Town. Hey.
yeah. It was 2016.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I broke my ankle while I was over there, and
hmm
Oh no.
kind of yeah. I'm good now. I mean, I can still play, but I just play to stay in shape. That's my cardio, and
How often do you play?
maybe like 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay, so you really playing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I know I could still play professionally, but I don't want to. I didn't want to go through all of that again.
Yeah, okay, that's no doubt. Let me ask you a question. What message do you want your audience to take away from this project?
Um. Okay. So on the cover, you see me like with my head in my hands, like I'm looking frustrated with a blank canvas in front of me. It's broken out of frustration. Um, I took that like, well, I had that cover made because like, and you saw my previous work in the cover as well on other easels. Um,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like I was struggling with what I was gonna create.
Okay.
So the whole message is just like do what you feel regardless, and still appreciate what you've done, but do what you as you move forward, do what you feel,
Do the
and
best that you can for yourself,
yeah,
you know?
and
Okay.
yeah, I was and I had the sunflowers in the field. It's like a sunflower field, but that's because of my girlfriend. She loves sunflowers, and she was around me the whole time during the process of me putting the project together. So I just kind of gave her a shout out in the cover,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
subtle, but
Did the pandemic affect you personally or professionally?
only yeah. I mean, my job shut down that I was working, but it was kind of like a blessing. So because I got back to doing my music.
You had now you had time. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this time out and I'm gonna make this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I wasn't
put it out.
doing any, I wasn't writing or anything like so.
So
It
this
was
was a
just
good thing for you. The pandemic was a good thing for you because it kind of pushed you to be more creative, huh?
yeah, absolutely.
So the road you've traveled as an to get to the point where you are, came through with basketball and all of these other things. What advice would you give to a younger artist who's starting out and trying to find their way through this industry?
Um, like I was, just make what you feel. Don't I try not to like I don't listen to a lot of other artists when I'm creating like myself. I try not to.
Mhm.
I do have artists I listen to for inspiration, but it's just for like I don't know. I try not to get influenced by other artists, if that makes any sense. Um,
Yes.
Makes you more
Making
genuine.
what you feel,
Makes
staying
you more,
true to yourself. Huh?
makes you more genuine and authentic when you're not really bringing like you want to
Yeah,
show uniqueness in your work. I get that.
yeah. Like make what you feel, stay true to yourself, and true to your art. Like, and that's the main thing I would say.
J Arrr, can I ask you a question?
Does the broken easel connect to
What's
the
up?
broken bone in previous sports career?
Nah, nah, not at all.
All right, I was reaching. I was reaching. Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I want to know because you were talking about other
um,
artists. Wait, hold on, got it.
let's see
What
here.
what makes you stand out from the
All
pack
right, so
and the
when it's
crowd
all
of
said and done, what do you want
MCs?
to be remembered as an artist and as a person?
Oh, which I think he was asking the question at the same time.
Oh, I was saying, what makes you stand out from the pack and crowd of MCs that are out now, because an MC and people come out every other day, every other week, every other month. What do you think makes you stand out, or how do you stand out in the crowd? Because it seems like it's a lot. Just like podcasting, how does somebody stand out in podcasting? What makes JR stand out from the pack?
I think the way I put my stuff together, like the way I put my words together is I don't see or hear other artists doing it the way I do it. That's my opinion. I mean, I haven't. I mean, it may be somebody that does, but I haven't heard it. And yeah, and like I said, I don't compromise. Like I make what I feel. Like I only make what I feel and what I know, like what I've lived. I don't make up stories and try to be tough, stuff like that.
There is a uniqueness to that, especially which is kind of what draws me in is I noticed that in your music that I feel like I know who you are. You can see who you are through your music. Um,
Yeah.
do you think do you think that's really important? Because I always think the difference between Ti and Ludacris, we forgive Ti for a lot, but it's because Ti was so honest in
Yeah,
his music, and we feel like we know him, so we will give him a pass on things that he does that maybe we probably wouldn't feel that strongly about with Ludacris, because Ludacris just made dope music.
right.
But you still don't know exactly who Luda is.
That's
You
actually
just
perfect, perfect.
and I
Like,
kind of think that that's what makes you very unique and very special. So was that a purposeful thought?
um, yeah, yeah. I've always felt like I don't know, I listen to a lot of music, but you can tell who's genuine and who isn't. Um, and I never wanted that. I never wanted a listener to be like, give me that look, or you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, or think I'm, making stuff up, or not being real. So yeah, I try to everything I write. I try to,
Be
even if it's just
authentic.
bars, it's the way like I said, the way I try to put it together is yeah, it's
How
real.
did you come up with your name, JR? Tell us about
I'm a junior. Um,
that. Okay, okay.
yeah, my name was just J.R. like with J and a R, but it's kind of hard to find me on the DSPs, so I just changed the spelling.
I like that
Yeah,
though.
I think you should keep on the path you're on, because I honestly believe that what makes you special is that you're the difference between an artist being loved and an artist being beloved. And I think you have all that it takes to be beloved, where you'll never you'll never be pushed to the side because we're going to root for you. You make us want to root for you. And I think
I
that is
appreciate it.
special.
I definitely appreciate that.
Um,
I haven't heard nobody really ever said that. Put it in that that way to me. That's pretty deep.
you're doing good, JR. You know, you're doing good. Let me ask you something. If somebody's unfamiliar with your music, how would you want them to describe JR as an artist or as a person?
Um,
First, but wait, before you answer that, first, what kind of genre would you consider your music?
I would say hip hop.
Okay, you would say.
Um, yeah, I would say hip hop. I I don't sing or anything. Not much anyway.
So if
Right,
somebody's not familiar with your music, how would you want them to understand who J Arrr is as an artist or as a person? What would you want them to know about you?
um, probably that I mean, I got bars for one. That's
Yes, you do.
that's
For
a
days.
yeah,
That's a
that's like
number
a
one.
important thing. Uh, but it's all authentic.
Authentic. So you want
Yeah,
people to see that you're unique. You're unique. You stand in your own lane. It's not about you being compared to anybody else. It's about you being you.
right.
And I could appreciate that. You know, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, professionally and or personally?
Professionally, probably retired. Honestly,
Just chilling on the beach somewhere.
yeah, I have so much music. I really don't have to make any new music for a
How many
while.
songs you got already done?
I have no idea.
Would you say like more than 100?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. It's I got quite a few. I like
Wait a minute, Jr. You did all of this during the pandemic?
no.
Because remember, you said you took a break, and then you said I came back into it. So
JR
I'm
got
saying,
Yeah, I did. I took a break,
JR got busy.
oh,
but
okay, so you had
I
the
already had
stash already. Okay,
yeah, I
got
already
you.
had like a lot of music, like a lot of the
Wait, you setting us up, Jr.
nah, man, a lot of
he was being modest. He's like, I haven't really done anything, but
Man,
I've
you
done like more
know,
than
I
200
had
songs
writer's
out there.
block.
hey man, nah, I don't
You're
get right about.
funny. I got 1,000 songs. I'm
I
done.
don't get I
I'm
don't
gonna
get
be
right about.
retired. I did not expect that answer. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
be
get right
retired in
about.
5 years.
But
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, like I've had like I had a lot of songs already before I stopped, doing the music. I just wasn't writing, like I wasn't inspired to write, and like I was working a lot. So I was just like, I'm gonna just, let it be what it is. Um, but I still had like a lot of music already that people haven't heard. Like even in my EPs that I dropped, like Last Chapter and Solstice and Hoop Dreams, like most of those were old verses, like, but
Really?
nobody heard it. So it's like I already had this stuff. Like when Ransom hit me, like, yo, I need you. He's like, yo, do an EP. I had it done in like a day. So it's because I mean, I just had to rap it. I already had the verses. I just made the beats for Last Chapter. I made all the beats and I just rapped the verses. And honestly,
So,
like,
what's your process? You write and then you choose a beat. So, how?
no,
What is your process?
because
um,
you have artists that'll listen to the beat and then they're like, okay, you know what? Now I know exactly what to talk about. And then sometimes artists do the opposite. They write it and then they try to fight the right beat to go with it. So good question, SP. Yeah.
yeah, I
Like
don't.
your process.
I'm a I gotta hear a beat first. Like I used to just write, but I have to write to something, like some kind of beat, some kind of tempo. I have to write to something. Now, like before I would write, and then I would have to clean it up a lot because it was more like battle rap than a
Right.
song, because you gotta you gotta fit with the cadence, fit in the cadence, and and
Yeah.
everything. And just writing without a beat was like I said, it was more like battle rap for me. So I have to have I find a beat that I like or whatever, or make one, or just make a loop, a sample loop or something, and write to that. Even if I use it for a different song, like I write to something. Like I wrote a verse to uh the Nas, the My Bible on the King's Disease too. I
Yeah.
think
Mhm.
I wrote a verse over the song.
Over
Like
okay.
yeah, I was listening to the song, but I just rock with the instrumental so heavy. I was just like,
You're like, okay, I got this.
yeah, I'm thinking of lines the whole time. So I just wrote a verse over that, and I use it for something else. But I mean, it's just anytime I feel that inspiration, like I'll write.
Do you want to share that piece that you wrote real quick?
You want to share it? Nah, nah. That's for that's for a future project with
Okay, so you're gonna make us hold us in suspense here,
yeah,
huh?
that's for
You're
something.
gonna hold us in suspense. I see some artwork on the floor next to the fireplace. You paint?
Nah, that's not mine. That's my girl did it.
Oh, she's an artist.
Yeah. Nah.
Let me tell
You
you
know,
something.
you know how they have the y'all,
Anytime you can take time out to be creative and
the
make your
sipping
art,
paint,
that's it.
the little sipping paint
Oh, it's
events or
okay.
whatever.
That's still artwork. That's still being creative.
Yeah, it's more art, more than I paint. A lot more than I paint.
It looks like you got vinyl hanging on the wall. Is that art? You collect
So,
vinyl? What's that?
Those are back here. Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Those are mirrors. I got vinyl hanging up right here though, and
Oh,
I
you
got
got vinyl? Okay.
yeah, I do have vinyl hanging, and I
You
got
you
some.
you collect vinyl?
Recently I just started. My dad really is a big collector.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
so I was just thinking about my some advice that was given to me when I was thinking about um should I do this or should I do that? Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And my grandmother used to tell us if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass when he hopped. So you can't live your life on ifs.
Right.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten just in general in this life?
Live.
Live,
Live the way you want. Like
live.
live the way you want to live. Like don't
Good answer. I like
like
that.
and I actually I do like I try not to stress over anything. I don't dwell on things too long. Like um I've done everything that I've wanted to do thus far.
Hmm.
Still got a few things on the bucket list, but I've done a lot of things that I like everything I wanted to do. Um, whether it was basketball, music, I've done it. Like I don't really care for being famous or anything like that. So that's not a goal of mine. Just being able to uh, create and work with people that I admire, or and stuff like that. That type of stuff was on my bucket list. Like Ransom was on my rapping with Ransom, or even producing for Ransom. Like that was on my bucket list.
Hmm.
Working with Elza was on my bucket list. Like I think I got like 2 or 3 more guys up there that I want to rap with. Um, and that'll be done. I'll be done with the music side of that.
Oh,
Like
wait. What project? You got projects coming up? What projects do you have coming up?
um, Weather Report 2,
Okay.
and The Shadow and the Shade 2.
Okay, so that's what we could look forward to.
Yeah, I just dropped
So,
Tessera on my Bandcamp. That was dedicated to my brother who passed away.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
definitely glad to hear that.
yeah.
so the powerful impact. What three people in your life, personally or professionally, has provided a powerful impact for you?
Mm. Um, can I make my parents just one? I
Yes.
mean, my parents, the way they raised me. Uh, I would say my one of my best friends, Anthony Lewis, um, and my girlfriend.
Wow.
And why?
Ant is we've known each other. I don't know how long it's been, over a decade, but uh, always like since the day I met him, we always push each other to be better. Um, we went to college together, played college ball together, um, and he always would tell me like he admires my willingness to do whatever that whatever I want to do. Like
Mhm.
like I was saying about living, he always tell me how he admires that because a lot of people get, they run into certain situations and they retreat, or they go back to whatever they were doing. But I always, like it's always, I don't give up on stuff. I stick it through. Once I make my mind up, it's pretty much set in stone. So yeah, he always, tells me, and uh, we keep in contact, excuse me, daily. He sends me like devotionals and stuff like that, and we just keep each other accountable, hold each other accountable. And yeah, my girl, she's just been with me along this whole journey, even from we've been friends for longer than we've been together, but
Mhm.
um, even
How long you
from
guys been together?
since like 3 years.
3 years. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
about 3 years. But we've been friends for. I met her in elementary school, so yeah, I met
Oh
her
wow.
So you got with your best friend.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that
Um,
sounds good. So is there like a proposal coming on soon? Is she watching this? I hope she don't know.
nah, she just got here not too long ago. She's upstairs. Just
When
don't.
That
more
I'm not gonna say.
that that is I always recommend that. I knew my husband for since we were 5,
Oh my goodness,
but
that's
we didn't
awesome.
date until I was almost 30. So
So you married
Damn,
your best friend.
damn, yeah,
so I
Okay,
recommend it to anybody.
that's dope, SP.
yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
So um when this is all said and done, you hang up your mic. Hope you never do that. Even though you say you're gonna retire in 5 years,
Oh,
we're gonna harass you.
it might be like Andre 3000 or something. Just do features.
Walk around with a flute barefoot through New
Yeah,
York.
just come out with features, every now and then.
you
That
know, Andre 3000 has always been himself. So you've always been yourself. We'd probably accept that if you just wanted to walk around barefoot with a flute. We'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
you earned
He's
your
the only
stripes.
person on earth that could get away with that. We'd be like, okay.
yep.
Yep. Yep. No problem.
When this is all said and done, and even after the music, when you are old and looking back on your life, and what legacy do you want to leave in this world?
Mm. Well, I'm working to be able to, like I said, shed light on my area. I want to do that.
Hmm.
Like, of course, I had to step out there for myself because I really didn't want to. As far as putting the music and stuff out, but
Hmm.
that's what's gonna most likely bring the light. So, um, just being known as somebody who uh, was selfless and uh, try to try to make opportunities for other people
Hmm.
as much as I can, like as much as I could.
So when you're talking about shining light on your area, shout us out some of the artists in your area that you think is dope and we need to be aware of.
We need to know. Who do we need to know about?
Catboys, guy named Catboy,
Hmm.
Drop, Ivy Rex, um, who else? Baravelli, Damie. Damie's actually in Atlanta though. He's doing his thing.
Hmm.
Um, all these guys are doing their thing, but yeah, Damie's in Atlanta. Um, but he's from this area. My guy King James, he's from his area as well. He lives in a different city. but still from this area. My guy Q Ham. Um, there's a few producers too. Slam Hundreds, well Slim Hundreds. It's just not. Yeah, M Tunes, Jizzle. It's a lot of guys, man. It's a whole lot
Hmm.
of talent around here.
And
A little bit too. It's a female artist. A little bit.
I love that
Yeah,
you shouted out the ladies, cause
yeah,
Yeah.
oh man.
a little bit, and Jacinda, the
Mhm.
Okay.
new girl. Yeah, and Troya. It's a few. We got a lot of talent. We got
Cool. When you s- shouting shouting out the ladies, um, when you think back on the hip hop that influenced you, what female artists were you veering towards?
when I first heard what was it Jean Grey?
Mm.
She was super cold to me. Like,
On a whole nother level, Cole.
yeah, yeah, and now like I listen to Rhapsody a lot. But she's from North
Hmm.
Carolina as well. But I listen to Rhapsody a lot now. But it's a lot of like I like Shay, um, Rock. I don't know if y'all heard
Oh,
of
Star
her.
Rock. I like her.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
cold.
she's good. She's like another conscious rapper a little bit
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Um,
her
But
country before.
if you get a chance, I'm gonna give you one to listen to.
okay.
Sampa the Great,
Is that SAMPHA?
SAMPA,
PA, okay.
the Great.
Sample the
She's
great.
different, but I think you'll like her.
Bet I'm gonna check her out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check her out. I love listening to female, especially rappers. Like I love hearing like because a lot of people don't think that a lot of people won't even listen um just because it's a female, but a lot of them rap a lot better than a lot of the guys. So I mean,
And not only that, I think people don't give undiscovered artists a lot of chance. I
Yeah,
think they always lean towards the bigger artists
yeah,
instead of you see you see a YouTube click or a SoundCloud click. You know, it
yeah,
takes a minute, 3 4 minutes out your day, and it can make somebody's day because
that's right. That's true.
everybody wants to be heard.
yep,
Yes.
And
Yes.
even if it's not the greatest, you just get you made somebody's, maybe they only had 5 streams. That sixth stream may be the last stream they had for 5 months.
yeah,
And then they say, oh, somebody else listened to it.
yeah. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Never know.
Everyone deserves a chance to be heard one way or another, And it's true.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be seen. People have something to say, and everybody has a different way of delivering that message. But, you know, being able to give people that chance is very, very important.
right.
So that's for sure. Have you done any like live performances yet?
I haven't.
Okay, so
Not
how
when I was a rapper. No, not.
okay.
No.
So now I'm pretty sure you're gonna plan to, right?
Yeah, I've had a few people reach out to me for some events recently.
So you're definitely open to do some live events then.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, if you make it to Texas or Arizona, we coming as a pack. So we just gonna let you know we gonna be in the house.
but I
Yes.
definitely keep that in mind. I go to Texas pretty almost every year now. Houston. Me and my brother, we like to go. He loves Houston, so we'll go down there around his birthday. I went this year, actually,
Oh,
and
okay.
last year. Yeah.
My sister's in Houston.
Mm.
So if you perform in Houston, we come in an onslaught because it's like 30 of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like we see our kid, my
30.
sister's kids are grown. So it's three
Oh,
sisters and 21 kids, but
oh,
they all grown.
Okay.
So we all coming.
oh, that's
Oh,
a
man.
huge track.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a party. SP got the whole party ready for you.
We
That's
all
pretty funny.
coming.
Okay, that's dope. JR,
Yeah.
let me ask you something. Let's say an artist, who's very inspired by your music, and they're young, they want to take the chance, but they're scared. A lot of people are really afraid to put music out because they're afraid that what people are going to say about them or think about them. Some people aren't mentally prepared for the backlash or maybe even the rejection or something. What kind of advice would you give somebody, specifically to someone who probably feels internally like what they're delivering is strong, but is afraid to like speak that music out or record it or actually put it out there? Maybe they've already recorded it, but they're afraid to put it out there. What kind of advice would you give them so that they can build up that confidence?
Me, like somebody had to tell me, just put it out. You can't. I mean, you can sit on it, but you gonna just always wonder, like, what if? I don't like to do that. So, um,
Risk it. So you're
my
basically
yeah, yeah, my you can't no reward without risk. I was just telling my brother that yesterday.
right.
Um, you
Yeah.
can't you can't expect. I mean, nobody's going to hear it at all if you don't put it out. So
Mhm.
I rather a few people will hear it and give me feedback than nobody at all.
Now, let's say an artist goes ahead and they put some music out, but they're not getting the attention or the love that they were expecting to get from it. You know what I'm saying? Deep down in their heart, they want to do this, but now they feel like, man, I just put this out and I don't feel like I'm really getting the feedback I wanted. And sometimes people, they try something once and then they kind of like move on, and other people, they'll keep persisting. But for that one person who doesn't have anybody to give them that encouragement, what would you say to them if they attempted it and they didn't get what they were expecting out of it?
I would probably just use myself as an example. Um, like my first project I released, like I think only my friends heard it, and some people from like the internet. It was like a few people from the internet that got it, but now people are going back. It's out there, so more people going back and listening to it now that I mean, they've heard me uh, in different places. They'll go back like, man, check out my discography, and they hear it and they're like, yo, I didn't know you did this and this. So
Right.
you just gotta put it out. Like I mean,
You just gotta do it. Just do
you
it no matter
can't.
what.
Yeah, you can't dwell on it. You can't. You say, oh man, I ain't get that many listens or plays or whatever. So what? You
Just
put it
keep
out there.
going.
Like,
Just
it
keep
might
going.
not. I mean, and I still don't feel like I get a lot like now. Like, but it's out there. I don't. I feel
Mhm.
like it reaches who it needs to reach.
You know what? I agree with that. There are some artists that I'll discover on YouTube, and I'm like, man, this music is like, okay, I'm feeling this, and then I'll just start, digging deeper and start looking for all their music, and now I'm listening to album, and then I look and I see that the album came out like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm
Yeah.
just completely like, immersed in it. So I feel like, with music, you can't expect instant gratification. You can't expect it to be like, okay, I put this out, now where's my glory? I think sometimes
Yeah.
you have to put it out and you have to keep going. Like how you said that you already put a bunch of, you've already done so much music, so you have music already in the vault. I think Prince before he passed away, when or after he passed away, they discovered he had hundreds of music that was never, released. And
Yeah.
so a lot of artists have, they put out more, and it takes time for it to like actually pick up, because like now we're living in a digital world, so people can pick and choose, when they're gonna go and look for something or find something. So I think you're right. If somebody is just starting out and they want to keep doing something and it's something that they love, then they just have to keep pushing and not expect that instant gratification. It's not going to be like overnight.
That's
People
right.
think that overnight success is overnight, but it's not. It's like you've been putting years. All it just takes is that one
Yeah,
opportunity
that one.
to make
Yeah.
it look like overnight, right?
It's the microwave society we're in. Everybody expects everything right there in their face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you have anything you want to ask?
Yeah, the question I had, because she's talking about so many songs, I was just wondering, in releasing stuff, right? What made you hold back from the original releases? Like all of those songs that you had stored up and you didn't put them out. What made you not want to put some of that material out? That was one. All right, go with that question.
Um, honestly, I don't even know. I was just making songs, and I was working on a tape for some years. Like, and people, like that's when I was still producing heavy though, but I was recording rap songs and saying I was gonna drop an album, and I just didn't drop it, and people started calling it the detox. Like I'm like, yo, it ain't detox, bro. But those songs just kind of just stockpiled over time. Um, but a lot of them are on uh, other beats, like they're not on original beats. So uh, I'm not gonna put those out, but I probably when I get a beat that fits one of the songs, I just use it.
So, where can everybody get in contact with you and find your music?
Um, well, I'm on Twitter, IG. Uh, my IG is I am underscore J period ARRR. My my Twitter is J underscore DOT underscore ARRR. You can go to my link tree. That's yeah, my link tree is JDOTARR. That link has everything any way you need to contact me is on that link. It has my music, my email, everything up there. Features, all that. So
Well,
merch,
I
everything.
hope you will come back when Maria is here, because she was so looking forward to this, and she was really upset she couldn't make it, but you wouldn't have understood a word she said because she can't, her voice is gone.
Yeah. I hope she
But
get better ASAP. Again, like
I really want to thank you for coming today. I want to thank you. I appreciate you um, taking the time out of your day to talk to us. And I want to thank Goddess for coming out. We appreciate everybody for tuning into the Powerful Impact podcast.
Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay connected to upcoming episodes, and follow us on social media. Um, is there anything else you want to add before we head out?
yeah, y'all can check out my merch. I got an actual brand for my first album. My album was called Vanity Stain.
Hmm.
That's my brand as well, the VS. Um, it's vanity hyphen stained at dot myshopify.com.
Okay.
Okay, myshopify.com.
Yeah,
Definitely going to check it out.
Yes.
yeah. I got some
Support.
it's a new store, but I'm
Got
still
a
adding
little something, something.
items. Yeah,
All
still adding
right.
items to it. But yeah.
Sounds good. Well, it was great meeting you, JR.
Likewise, likewise.
Thank you so much again. And remember, powerful impact is not just about the music, it's a whole lifestyle.
Sorry.
Right.
Peace.
All right.